So the brand new season of Fortnite has been out for a little while now, and I am absolutely shocked that everybody has been loving it. Don't get me wrong, it's amazing that everybody's been loving it, but today we're going to be talking about our first impressions. I'm going to talk about my little experience that I've had playing the season so far, and I wanted to get into what the opinions of the Fortnite community are about this season as well. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I'm your guy with too many YouTube channels. Man, there is so much to talk about. We still got the live event to talk about. I'm not touching the Nick 830 stuff. And there's just a lot going on within the community right now that there's going to be a ton to talk about. I still want to talk about, like, you know, creators getting a bunch of things early. I'm excited. But anyways, for this first Simpsons season, unfortunately, I didn't play too much of, like, the core Battle Royale because I was playing Delulu. And if you guys know me, if you guys have been following the channel for a little bit, the Fortnite Delulu game mode is some of the most fun that I've ever had in this game. So while I experienced the new items and all of that, I would have had just as much fun playing on, like, my most hated maps. Maybe something out from Chapter 5 with that loophole. I don't care. It's Fortnite Delulu. It's Fortnite with proximity chat. It's a Battle Royale proximity chat. I'll have a ton of fun with it. But honestly, for the most part, it was nice walking around a brand new map. That's always fun, experiencing a brand new map. It's nice, too, that if Epic Games is going, like, this full on with the map, it's nice that we have something like OG and Fortnite Reload to play if people really don't want to play The Simpsons. But I always like exploring a brand new map. The cel shading looks good. I know people are really happy with the vibrant color. I still prefer the Fortnite graphics, but for something different, man, I think this is pretty cool. Unfortunately, I personally don't like The Simpsons. I liked the short that we got. It was funny, but it still plays like Fortnite, and that's the most important part to me. So I don't get excited about anything like seeing Homer or seeing all these Easter eggs, and I wish that I could relate to these Easter eggs, but I can't. Everybody's talking about, like, how much love and care has been put into the map. I just can't personally relate to that. And this isn't, and I hope this doesn't come off as hate or anything like that. I am loving that so many people have been having a blast with this season so far. And this, we're in the same cycle too. We'll have to wait and see how this ends up, like, you know, performing in a couple weeks, because every single time there's a brand new Fortnite season, the vast majority of time people talk about, like, oh, this could be a top 10 season of all time. People are already saying this about this, but everybody's attention span's completely fried. I give people 1 week, 2 weeks. Maybe we go 1 week without an update throughout this entire month, and everybody's like, Fortnite's just not the same. It's not the same. Who else can't wait for the new season? I can't wait to get off this piece of shit map. I'm waiting for those conversations to arise. It's odd that people are so happy about this. I think the map's fun, though. I haven't experienced a bunch of, like, every single POI. Like I said, I was playing a ton of Delulu. The new weapons feel fun. I haven't gotten to play with any mythics. I like the fact that there's little Fortnite wacky things in it, like the donut destroying a bunch of stuff. The glass breaking is very interesting. I like the balloon pistol a lot. That's really funny. And I saw a tweet from iTalk that was floating around. I don't know if it's actually going to be in this video. We have these chosen out for us. He said something to the extent of Fortnite's so great when it doesn't take itself seriously, and this season's doing that. And I find myself agreeing with him. So far, so good. The gameplay's fun. The story's interesting, which is pretty cool too. I can't wait to see how the chapter ends up concluding, and I'm glad that people are having so much fun with this. And I do like, again, that we have OG and Reload for the people who don't want to play this, and this is why I like the fact that they're going this deep into a collaboration season. I like that it's only here for a month too. I'm excited, man. I am excited to continue playing this season. But of course, it's not just about what I think. I wanted to ask the Fortnite community what they felt about it, as well as this post has been on your screen the entire time. How have you been enjoying the new season? We're going to be talking about first impressions in an upcoming video. If you have any thoughts, drop them below and I will include some replies. Thank you for your time. If you would like to join the conversation, follow me over on X at Clen YouTube, or you can check out the links at the top of the description. The link tree is right there, as well as a direct link to X within the description down below as well. Like and subscribe if you have not already, by the way, guys. Let's get into what some people had to say about this. Eldorin Games had this to say. The loophole goes back to the roots of what made Fortnite. Simple, hit-scan guns, no red dots, and enough goofy items to feel like Fortnite. The map is amazing, gives off Chapter 2 vibes. Also, as a Simpsons trivia nerd, the amount of Easter eggs I found is absolutely insane. See, that's not something that I can relate to. A lot of people have been talking about how much love and care has been put into this map. And I've heard that, like, the creator of Simpsons had some opinions on the map being built as well. I don't know how true any of that is, but I've been seeing, like, conversations floating around. Something else that I probably should have mentioned, and it does seem like the vast majority of the community is happy with no red dot guns. I don't know how I feel about that yet, because I do like the red dot guns. I understand the critiques for red dot guns, and I also understand the competitive players who do like red dot guns. They are guns that feel really good, but they are pretty powerful. I don't know. I've also seen some people talking about how sweaty the new season is. It's always like that. And hey, you know what? I will take a new sweaty season over bots any day of the week. I am totally good with that. But again, I feel like this encapsulates what a lot of people have been feeling about the season. Jojo Josiah had this to say: "This is exactly how mini-seasons should be. The amount of detail and care throughout the map is insane. I'm not a huge Simpsons fan, but I am floored with how well this was handled. Please, more silly stuff like this epic and more silly items. Also, the haters real quiet right now." Yeah, I also really like when Epic Games has a bunch of silly items. Again, I'll point you back to the balloon item. Incredible. It's unique. I love it. I like the little zapper too. What is it? The deodorant gun? I might be mixing up exactly what the items are. Again, I've only been able to play Delulu so far, and my focus has been more on just proximity chat and impulse grenades and stuff like that. But I think it's awesome. Something that I've also loved doing in Delulu too is just getting that balloon gun and then just, hey, see you later. Woo! And just fly up. I don't know, just trolling people that way. It's really good. Let's continue on to what Regna had to say. "I am really enjoying this season. The map and POIs are great. So much detail put into each one. I prefer the smaller map personally." I forgot to talk about that. The loot pool is balanced in my opinion with a bit of goofy stuff, which is funny. The graphics were done very well. Loving it. 8 out of 10. I forgot to mention that. For the smaller map, so far so good, but I need to play with it a little bit more. Here's the thing. Again, I've only played Delulu, so I don't know if it's going to be the same bot problem. One of the issues that I've had with this big map is it took forever for you to find people, and those people weren't even rewarding because you found bots so many times. I wouldn't mind a bigger map if it was full of just 100 real people, but maybe this could fix it a little bit. Maybe this could fix the size of the lobbies. I don't know. I would have to play it a little bit more to have like a concrete opinion on that. Let's continue on over to TCKH. "I was not excited for this season at all, but after trying it out and seeing all the things that are coming, I absolutely love it. Faster pace, and I haven't run into many bots. Also, we're getting weekly Fortnite short cinematics explaining the lore leading up to the finale event." That I'm a little bit skeptical of, to be honest with you, with the Fortnite shorts. It could be as dumb as Homer just eating a donut. Something along those lines. But if it's anything like the episode that we got after the live event, I'm here for it, because that was pretty funny. But you know what I will always respect too? People who do not like these seasons, yet they tried anyways. That's something that I've been trying to talk about with the Fortnite community forever. I still love this game in Fortnite. I may not like The Simpsons. I don't care. I'm going to log on. I'm going to try it out before I judge it. And so far, so good. I enjoyed from what I've played so far. I think that's the way that everybody should be going into this if you are a fan of Fortnite, instead of going, ugh, Simpsons. Ugh. Like, if you like the game, come on, try it out. If you don't, go play OG, take a break. It doesn't really matter. But guys, let me stop you for just a second. As you might know, I have been advertising my supporter creator code with these videos. So I ask that if you do not have a supporter creator code that you are currently using in the item shop, you consider using my code Clen. I've been grinding on YouTube as hard as I possibly can. I want to be the sole provider for my family. We're going to have more kids. Life's been expensive. It's been insane, and you guys have been helping me out with that. So I ask again, if you do not have a code that you are currently using in the item shop, you consider using my code Clen. Thank you very, very much for listening, guys. Let's get back into the opinions of the Fortnite community over here, and back over to Gorilla. So far, it's exceeded my expectations. I went into it ready to hate, but I played for about an hour, and it was pretty fun. Loot pool is very unique and balanced. The map is good, but not anything that special in my opinion. So far, I'd say the season is pretty good. 7.5 out of 10. I think that's a fair take, to be honest with you. So far about the loot pool, it has been a little bit balanced in my opinion. That pistol, though. That pistol might be a little bit too strong. But I don't even remember. Maybe I'm thinking back and I actually did play with a mythic. Maybe it actually was a mythic. I don't know. I need to play the season a little bit more. We're talking about first impressions over here, okay? Let's continue on. It's good, but so many damn sweats. It's like almost impossible to win a game. That's the beauty of a battle royale, though. It's supposed to be difficult to win a game of a battle royale. This is what I don't understand about people who play Fortnite, man. I get it. The game's gotten harder over the years, but it's a little bit of a conversation for another time. I will take the sweats and the difficulty over the bots. That's what I love playing. That's what is confusing to me that people don't also like. But I mean, like, I mean absolutely no hate. It's just always been confusing to me. It's fun, but I don't know if it's fun enough to last a whole month being the main mode, especially with the map being so small. I feel like I've pretty much seen everything now in just a few games. I feel like it might have been better as a reload map. We'll see. On another note, I actually don't mind the art style as much as I thought I would. It's very vibrant and it's a fun change of pace. I also like how fluffy the trees look. Actually, the bushes are something that I've enjoyed so far. I don't know, man. It's tough to say whether or not this will be better as a reload map because I'm thinking back to the Squid Game update with reload, right? It just completely took over reload. You had the minigames and the Squid Game map. There was a ton of love and care put into it and it fit Squid Game very well. That's my favorite reload map of all time, and that's like gimmicks aside. I love the way that it was just structured, but I'm like the only person who thinks that. So I want to say, yes, a Simpsons season would fit very well on a Fortnite reload map. I would love that, have the goofy items, whatever it may be. But you're diving into a little bit more of competitive territory. Maybe they won't like that as much because the Squid Game was so horribly received over there. I loved it. I thought it was great, and I would love the Simpsons map over there too. So I don't know if I'm like the right guy to maybe be talking about it just being a reload map, but this is a fair take. I think it's definitely fun enough to last a whole month. I think it's just that we have a lot of burnout problem within the Fortnite community. Nothing against Curie over here. I'm just talking about for like most people getting tired of it. I fully expect a couple weeks to go by and people go, Fortnite's just not the same. It's not the same game anymore. Let's continue on over to CreckyQ. It's really fun. My only little complaint is the lack of mid-game objectives. Sure, we have the power plant meltdown or whatever it's called. I have no idea what that is. Anyways, and bosses around the map, but I feel like it's something more should be happening to make each match more unique. Other than that, I have no issues with it. I'd have to really think about it because what else really happens? I guess throughout the entirety of Chapter 6, but I don't know if this would be considered like a mid-game objective, maybe. You have like the Godzilla, you have the Megazord or whatever it was called from Power Rangers. Those types of things you can become. I don't know if that's exactly what you were looking for. I also liked those things being part of the game where you could just like turn into this big giant thing. I would like them to be a little bit more unique, but it's still something fun that goes on in the middle of the game. So I get that. That's fair. And I'd be curious if anybody else felt the same way. But guys, let me stop you for just one more second over here. As you might know, I am your guy with too many YouTube channels. We upload daily content on multiple channels. If you are interested, we've seen some bleed over from the community. I see a lot of you guys over on the movie channel and the variety channel. So if you're interested, happen to like my commentary, check out the link tree at the top of the description or the direct links to all of my channels in the description down below. It's been fun. It's been fun having you guys come over there. So if you happen to like my commentary, check it out. Thank you very much, guys. Let's continue on over to the next post over here. This is by far the best mini-season ever. I know that might be recency bias, but I don't care. The map is unique. The weapons are also unique with some Simpsons items and other Fortnite weapons in the mix. The graphics are amazing. In my opinion, it looks better than the Chapter 5 and Chapter 6 maps. And the story of the season makes total sense, and it's also pretty hilarious as well. Who would have thought we'd be fighting Homer Simpson of all people for the Zero Shard? My only negative is that the Mr. Blasty pistol is way too OP. Other than that, there really isn't anything to point out negatively. 9.5 out of 10, best mini-season yet. That's certainly a take. I'm not saying I disagree with it, but like to say like it's the best, I don't know. Oh, for mini-season maybe. But then you're including like OG and Fortnite Remix, which a lot of people really did like. I'm going to hit you with something that is, you are definitely going to be disagreeing with, okay? For my favorite mini-season, it has been between the first original OG Fortnite and the Star Wars season. I loved the Star Wars mini-season. Again, we could dive into that being a conversation for another time. But for me, maybe it's just because I don't like The Simpsons that much. But then again, I'm not that big into Star Wars either. I just love the Star Wars weapons. I love the Force powers. Again, conversation for another time. Something that I do like and I was considering making an entire video on is how I actually do enjoy how they're handling the story throughout this entire thing. I know we're going to make a video talking about how this was a mini event. People were upset about it being a mini event, those types of things. But I found it funny how we got over here. The Dark Presence is kind of still waiting around. It's something to look forward to. I like that Homer Simpson's just being stupid and we're still looking for the Zero Shard. I think they're handling it very well, and it's surprising to me how much I'm actually enjoying this story so far throughout this season. Let's continue on over to the next post over here. Map is good, but plays too much like Reload and feels redundant. Loophole's terrible and skill-based matchmaking is wild. Need more movement, tired of the same gameplay. If you're hang on, it's tough with the gameplay because the gameplay is still a battle royale. Maybe you're tired of the battle royale. But I do understand it plays a little bit too much like Reload because the map is smaller. I felt that it was much easier to get around. I don't know what's right. And this is what I'm going to have to like sit down. I'm going to have to play it and I'm going to have to give like a little bit of an updated opinion on how I feel about the map actually being smaller. So far, I like it, but is that because I'm somebody who enjoys Fortnite Reload. I can't wait to talk about that as time goes on, but that's totally fair. Totally fair. Skill-based matchmaking, get rid of it. I know it's not what he was saying, but you get my point. It's actually better than expected. The only downside was Epic's launch and servers for the season taking more time than expected. The season is full of exciting surprises at certain locations. Loot Pool and Simpsons themed is amazing and looking forward to more content. Hey, that makes me happy to see. Yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't playing the first day of launch. I was only playing the event, then I headed out to my mom's for the day, and I found out at like 10 p.m. that the servers were still having issues. I'm like, oh my god. Thank God I didn't sit down and try to play the season all day. That is something that Epic Games kind of needs to get on the ball because these types of things happen, but I imagine it's much easier said than done. If you guys want to hear my reaction to the event, me, Twisty Chase, and Bork Chop all reacted to the live event right here. I would love to have you over there. Thank you very much for watching the video, guys. Take care, everybody.